We have made it to Joshua Tree. Now, this is going to be a fun day.
Yeah, we're going to do some hiking. We're going to do some driving, because you can just drive through the park if you'd like. But there are some key points that we need to hit.
Right. So we came in the north entrance to get into this park. There are actually 3 entrances that you can come in. We did some research to see which was going to make the most sense for us. And this is the one we came in. So our goal was to make it before sunrise, though.
And we just made it, depending on where you're standing.
Yeah.
This mountain over here, we're kind of behind it, so we did make it in time for sunrise. But let's get this thing kicked off. Let's go explore.
So we were planning to go see the cactus garden. And when I looked online yesterday, the area around it is closed to walk the little loop trail. But it said online you could still see them from the side. And we were going to go, but then it said closed. So we are going to miss that part. That is something that you'll want to see. They looked really cool.
It's 37 miles away, too. So it's not like you just pull in and look at them. You've got to drive to it.
Yeah, it's a ways.
So it's a ways. So we turned around, and now we're heading to see something else.
We are, and see all the Joshua trees here. So we're kind of in the heart of that right now. Very cool. One thing to note when you're coming in here is the services when you're here are quite limited. And one of the things that we were wondering right away was, are there going to be restrooms anywhere? So we stopped to come see. We're going to go see that in a second here, but we just spotted bathrooms. So good to note. I'm assuming there are probably quite a few of them along the way.
You'd
we're
hope so. I mean, it is 7:30 in the morning approximately, so we've got our coffee going. I was going to think, you need to show up with a full tank of gas and an empty bladder.
Yeah.
But I think your bladder's going to be okay, because we haven't been in that long and there's already a bathroom.
Right. But back to the note of the full tank of gas, that is a serious note. There are no gas stations within here, and it is a very large park that you're going through, so make sure you do get that gas before coming in.
And this is a gravel road we're on here. Now we've got a Honda CR-V all-wheel drive, and you don't need one.
No.
You can come in with pretty much anything you want, as far as we can tell so far.
Now, the other thing that we did not mention was the time of year that we are here. This is March. It's actually right at the beginning of March. So it's a great time to be here because it's not going to be too hot. But like we said, the temperature varies so much. There's quite an elevation as well. So bring changes of, not changes of clothes, but bring layers, because Brian back there is got 3 layers up top, but he's got shorts on, and it's breezy and it's cold.
And I'm telling you right now, just because we're from the Pacific Northwest does not mean I'm shorts a year-round guy. I am not. So I've got shorts on right now.
Yeah.
It's about 45, 50 degrees.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's chilly. I've got another layer in there in the car, but I think I'll survive.
You'll survive. It will get warmer as the day goes on.
If you're not on our Instagram, you can stay updated with Carrie in her Instagram account. Look at her. She loves it.
Do you show them the picnic tables? This is pretty
cool.
cool.
I know.
Yeah, we didn't actually pack ourselves a lunch. We packed snacks though, but we're gonna wait until it's a little warmer later in the day. And but how cool to pack your lunch and bring it and enjoy this view.
Yeah, they're all over the place
beautiful.
too.
One of the reasons that we chose coming in the north entrance was because the west entrance is known to be the busiest entrance. And I can say that our choice so far is probably the right choice. First off, we didn't have a line. We came through the gate, and one thing, and I'm glad we saw this before we came in, was that if nobody is manning the gate, like if nobody's there, which they weren't, the doors were shut, you go ahead and go through. On the way out, though, they're going to want to ask for that slip or whatever that you paid with, and if you haven't paid, they're going to make you pay. So you are going to pay one way or the other. But so far coming in that entrance, we've only passed a few cars. There's nobody else at this spot right here. So I think we made the right choice.
Okay, let's pack a lunch because that place would be a perfect spot for a picnic. Now we're going to Split Rock right now, and it's just across the way. I would like to mention though that Carrie, when she got in the car, she turned her heated seats on and she layered up.
I put another layer on. I
She
put a
layered
vest
up,
on. Thank goodness
yeah.
I brought it. I was like, oh, that's going to be overkill. No, it's necessary.
I'm going to power through.
Brian actually ran to the car, so.
I did not.
It was cold. All right, so right across the way from that entrance there, you're going here. And this is supposed to take us up to a place called Split Rock. So we're going to go check that out next.
Now that sign, there were gates there, that sign said day use only. But one thing to do if you're in the area is come at night, because it is a 24-hour park. You can drive through it and stargaze.
It's really like
Yeah.
you're supposed to either choose to come at sunset or sunrise, and we kind of attempted the sunrise part, didn't make it, but yeah, sunset we hear is supposed to be spectacular because there's just no lights out here, so you really get such a gorgeous view. We don't think we're going to make it to sunset, but we will see.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm
you
romantic
never know.
enough. I might
Never know.
I might want to hold Carrie's hand into the stars. Yeah, I'd say show up. I'd say show up to the north entrance the 1st of March at 7:30 in the morning because there's nobody here.
There's nobody here, and that is one reason that we were choosing sunrise over sunset, because we have talked to people that have come up here, later morning, and they weren't even able to find a parking place or
Right.
anything or even to get in. So I do think that this is the right choice, even if you kind of miss the sunrise part of it. But
We'll see how busy the west entrance is when we leave later today.
yeah,
And if it's not busy, then if you're in the area in early March,
maybe time of year. Yeah.
it's a good thing we're not here in the wintertime, Carrie. Because the desert
Why?
can be deadly in the wintertime.
Do not die today. What does it say? Oh, the temperatures?
Oh, there's snow. It can be slippery,
Oh.
probably. I don't know. It's deadly. I
Yeah.
don't want to read the whole thing. Yeah, I see how this can be deadly in the wintertime. I think it could be deadly right
It's
now.
slippery.
Look at our silhouettes in that rock.
That's actually kind of cool.
Put that on our Instagram.
Yeah, so Split Rock. From this side, you can just see the top of it split. And then we'll go around to the other side here and see. Cracked right down the center. Makes you wonder what happened.
Probably ice, water,
Freezing.
freezing, thawing.
Yeah, so unfortunately...
Pretty important to note.
Yeah, it's pretty important to note, especially if you're driving through road tripping and you have your animals with you. They are actually not allowed on the trailer or out on the trails, and they're not supposed to be left unattended, so you really aren't supposed to bring them into the park. So that's unfortunate for a lot of people.
Okay, so handicap accessibility. You do not have to get out of your car. So far. We've gotten out, obviously, because we're able to, but if you're not able to, they've got these turnouts all over the place. They got little signs that Carrie's going to show you right now, so you can see what's going on. we've got the one other person we've seen in the whole park show up right behind us. They're kind of following
Yep,
us.
they're right behind us. But yeah, I mean, it's really kind of nice to note, especially like Brian said, handicap issues are just, you know, if you have any issues at all, you do not have to get out of your car. You can easily just drive through from what we're seeing so far of the park, which is always really nice.
It's always, you know, if you don't have a 4-wheel drive, you don't need, I mean, we mentioned that. If you have a Toyota Camry, you can get through no problem on the gravel roads. If you don't want to get out of the car, you don't have to. These people that were following us.
Here, now I'll show you.
Yeah,
so this is kind of why
go.
we're not getting out. I mean, it's a really cool rock formation and everything, and there's a little sign that tells you about it. But you don't have to necessarily get out to see that. You can enjoy it from inside.
And it's a lot warmer, 1st of March.
That was perfect.
Ooh, Skull Rock. This is supposed to be like a highlight.
Yeah, so we're going to see, we've seen some things where they say, oh, this is what it looks like. And then you get there and it's like, wow, you really have to use your imagination. This one, they say, does look like a skull. So we will let you know.
I just turned my heated seats off too. So.
Okay, so my first observation here, we'll see if you can see that really well. I'd say that does look like a skull. Right here?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you see the eye sockets, you see the nose. Yeah, I don't think that's a far reach. I think that's actually pretty legit.
So hiking time, 1 to 2 hours. Difficulty is easy. It's a 1.7 mile loop.
Okay.
So we can do that if you want to.
A little chilly for a 2-hour hike right now, although that would warm us up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's this, now is that where you go onto the other side of the road? Maybe this rounds you around it, because the road's kind of through the center of it.
Around it.
Yeah.
See, we are here.
Oh.
No, we are here, so it's going to take us this way.
Okay.
Or you could go this way.
Yeah, that's the big loop there.
Or you could go like this.
We're going to do the baby loop.
Face Rock is over here. We'll see that
Yeah.
next. How far are you going to go?
I don't know. We don't want to go anymore, but we just saw a sign that there's some wood rats up in here.
Who doesn't want to see a wood rat?
Who doesn't want to see that?
I will say, we talked about clothing, shoes. And you know, it's common sense, but I think we should mention it anyway.
Well, I'm famous for wearing sandals everywhere. I wear my Birkenstocks, but I knew coming here we were going to be doing this kind of stuff, and so wear good footwear. Yeah. Everywhere we've been, you needed it.
Get the footwear. Okay, that last sign said no dogs allowed. This one's saying no dogs allowed beyond this point. So, I don't know. Bring your dog at your own risk. But they do scare away livestock. So keep that in mind as well.
I will say that it's starting to warm up a little bit.
Yeah.
Ryan's not shaken.
Well, you got a couple layers on.
Yeah, so I walked a little over that way. There's not, I mean, you really have to kind of walk the trail. So
We're looking for wild animals now.
now I want to see the bighorn sheep.
I want to see a roadrunner.
Did you see a sign that there are roadrunners?
No, but we're in that territory.
We are in that territory.
Wile E. Coyote, maybe?
Yeah, I do want to see a sheep though.
That's kind of interesting. So we just passed a little campground and it's full. So if you want to stay, it's by reservations only. And you can stay for 14 days. So if you're super adventurous,
yeah,
then
a lot of hiking. Yeah. I mean, that is 14 days. This one was called Jumbo Rocks Campground. So anyway, yeah, funny story. My mom actually just told me that my mom and dad and my aunt and uncle were in Joshua Tree and they were camping, and they actually got kicked out. They kicked everybody out because it started snowing so hard that they needed everybody out of the park. So that wouldn't be the right time to be there anyways. I'm assuming they were in a trailer.
Is that a funny story?
It's kind of a funny story.
Funny.
They had to leave. I don't know. It was a memory. Some of our best memories are things like that are the unexpected. But
True.
yeah. So the other thing we were going to point out as well is there is no cell service when you're in the park. If there is cell service, it's going to be super scattered. Like we haven't had cell service since we entered the park or even before. So make sure that you download that Google Map on your phone, so you do have that. And then also the GPS though is working as far on our car map, and so we can see where we want to go. We just can't navigate ourselves anywhere.
We can't look any facts up. Interesting tidbits.
Yeah. That kind of is our way of doing things. Yeah. So yeah. So this is where the not having service. Yeah. We don't know which one of these we would want to go do because we can't really look. Stuff. Yeah, we knew the stuff that we've seen so far. We really knew that we were going to go see all of that stuff. Now it's kind of just winging it completely. So,
well, here's something that's kind of cool. Oh, this decision's being made for us.
Well, no, it's open.
It's open.
Yeah,
open.
It looked like the road was closed here, but it's open. So I'm thinking we go with the mining.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
That's why he's turning already. Due to unsafe conditions, mines in the park are closed. Entering mines may result in death or bodily injury. Fine mines are also home to bad. Why does that matter? That's
Okay, we're about 5 minutes into this hike. I don't see the mines yet, but this is pretty epic.
Yeah, we did see the sign. The mines are closed, unfortunately, because of
yeah, I got all that on camera.
Yeah.
I videoed all that.
Well, we already covered
that. Yeah, they know that already.
So we decided that we didn't need to go in the mines anyways. We just wanted to go and look and see.
Gotta get our steps in.
Yeah, that's kind of key. We didn't get our walk today yet, so this is our walk.
It's probably not even it. There's like some kids up here and they did this like in the 80s. Now, if you're really adventurous, that parking lot we parked in is also for backcountry camping. So that's not something that either Carrie or myself is interested in. But if you are, there's that option as well. I'm certain you're going to have a permit or some kind of a reservation for that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's it either. Yeah, here's the sign. We're like 10 minutes into this hike. Oh, there's some mine shafts down there. Okay. So those are the closed mine shafts. Like, closed. Yeah. Did you hear that?
I did.
I slipped a little bit. Don't get too close to the edge.
Yeah, you see a couple of them here, and then I don't know if there's more down the way. There's a trail that goes all the way through.
All right, well, that was the least exciting thing we've seen yet.
Yeah, it is.
But
I'm still on the lookout though for a bighorn sheep because we keep seeing signs of them, but or signs saying that there are not signs of them. But
have you seen scat or something?
I have seen scat.
I'm looking for a roadrunner.
Yeah, but
I'm listening for them.
At the end of the day, hopefully we'll see them.
I'm listening for roadrunners. Me.
You do it. I can't do that. One of the big things that we haven't covered yet is what it costs to get into the park. You have a couple choices. If you want to come in, it is a $30 pass for your car, so you can have whatever amount of people I believe in there. And that actually is good for 7 days.
Yeah, so I think that's a pretty good price.
Yeah.
So far, I think you're getting value for your dollar. Now, what we did,
yeah,
a little bit out of breath, excuse me. We got the nationwide.
Yeah, it's called the American Beautiful Pass. Yeah.
Beautiful Pass. It costs $80 for the year. So we're going to be hitting a lot of parks on this road trip. So it's going to pay for itself. I think It should pay for itself in 3 parks.
It's going to pay for itself. We've already figured it out in 3 parks, actually less than 3 parks. Now, we will note that that is for U.S. residents. If you are not a U.S. resident, it is, I think, $250, so price definitely escalates. But if you're doing a road trip throughout the United States, it's still going to pay for itself.
Right.
So kind of do the calculations of the parks that you're going into and see if it's worth it.
And if you're a senior, it costs even less.
Yeah, my parents, I think, got theirs. It was $80 for a lifetime. So
65. I think it's 65 years old.
I believe it was 65. We just looked at that and we're like, we're almost there. So, but otherwise ours is just good for a year. We're debating how far we want to walk. So this is the East Wall Hall of Horrors. So I'm not sure if that's saying it's 5 miles to those. That seems like a pretty long distance hike.
Yeah, well.
But we're going to walk in a little ways here and see. We just chose to do the loop around the big rock here, which looks like what most people are kind of choosing to do. The other trails that go out look like they are for rock climbing. So I didn't necessarily see a very clear anywhere in the distance even where that wall would be for rock climbing, but
I think rock climbers know.
They know. I'm just saying It wasn't close enough that we were going to like walk there.
If you wanted to walk miles and miles and miles and miles for hours and hours and hours and hours, there are hundreds of trailheads you could go on.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that.
You know where we're going? I think I've passed this cactus 3 times. Where's the parking lot? All right.
Okay, so we're heading on a little bit of a trail here, a little hike. It's a 1 mile loop and it is the Hidden Valley Trail. So it looked kind of cool. It looks like we're gonna see maybe some different, I don't know.
See some new stuff.
See some new stuff. We'll see though.
Some of the new stuff that we're seeing now, it's about 10 o'clock. So we've been in the park for close to 3 hours or so. And we're seeing a lot of cars.
We are seeing a lot of cars.
Parking lots are filling up.
And then another thing to point out is now 10 o'clock. Ryan is down to his final layer. Next, he's going shirtless.
Warming up. Yeah, I'm going to have to take my top off. No, but we're about halfway through the park. So I would say everybody is coming from the west to the east.
Yep.
To the north exit. So I think we made the right choice. Look at this.
They've got little steps that which
I just missed one.
Steps made out of the rocks here.
Yeah, you heard
Very
it
nice.
right. I trip and fall and Carrie laughs. What are you doing?
It's warm. It's time to take off the layer. The wind picked up earlier, so I didn't want to risk it. Because when that wind picks up, it's cold still.
We are no longer alone.
No.
That's okay though. There's plenty of room out here, I'll tell you what.
So right up here we have the people doing some rock climbing.
Yeah, no thanks.
Brian's like, nope, I'm out. I don't even know if I'd do that. I don't really, it's not something that even appeals to me. It's not the height thing though. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I'm not doing that, that's for sure. Those guys are professionals. Hopefully you can see them on camera. I'm sure you can.
So this area, I would say, is this loop is going to be a little bit harder if you have any kind of issues, because there is some climbing, going up rocks. It's slippery with the sand. The trails themselves when you're on this are great, but there are just a few areas where you are going to have to go up some rocks.
Yeah, I would say if you can do stairs of any kind, this is a great trail for you. If you can't do stairs, I would avoid this one.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. I mean, look at this.
It is, and it's not necessarily, I wouldn't call it a hike, it's a walk. It's a 1 mile loop like we mentioned, and it only has an elevation gain of 100 feet. So you're not really climbing.
This is our kind of hike.
This is our kind of hike, yeah. All right, so we left Joshua Tree. What a fun day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
cool day.
something that I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah, we research places when we're going, so we have a general idea what we want to go see and do, but we don't like to over-research them because that kind of can ruin the surprise
the element
factor.
of the surprise.
Yeah.
If you like to hike, Joshua Tree National Park is the place to do it. A lot of hiking. We spent a lot of time wandering around. We had fun. We
did.
do feel like we made the right choice entering the north entrance and leaving the west entrance.
100%, because around 9 o'clock, you started seeing the traffic just really flow. We were going against the traffic, and there was really nobody behind us.
Right.
And then the parking lot started to fill up as we kept going down that way. So going the way that we went, north entrance, and then come back out the west entrance, we felt was the right choice.
Yeah,
completely.
It's very busy between 10 and 3. We left the west entrance, and there was a lineup of cars.
Yeah.
So now we've made our way to
Pioneer Town. And it was funny because Brian's like, beer sounds really good, because obviously up there in Joshua Tree there's not any amenities, anything you can do up there. Yeah. But we found this, and as we were coming to Pioneer Town, because I said, well, they say this is a place to go.
The Red Dog Saloon right here.
And I'm like, it's this little old western town, and yeah, saloon. That's the first thing we eyed. But before we can go get a beer, we're going to go first check out this little cute town. It's not very big, but it's also kind of on your way. I mean, it's really not far. Yeah, it's a few miles off the main drag. So check out this little town here. right, so got our beers. You pay a little bit more here. It came to, so it actually ended up being $9 a beer, which was more than maybe there's some tax on there. I don't know. But anyway,
Worth it.
You're in the location, so you're going to pay a little
Worth
bit
it.
more.
We're in
It was
Pioneer
worth it,
Town,
yeah.
so you got to pay it.
Yeah.
The saloon was cool.
Yeah.
The little general store was very cool. They have, cowboy boots, cowboy hats, anything you might think you would find in Pioneer Town. They had it.
I would say this is just a cute little stop off
Yeah.
right after. Like we said, it's a quick, you can get here really quick before you head back to wherever you're going.
Closing this one out, we'd love for you to subscribe. We'd love for you to come to Joshua Tree sometime because it's a cool place. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.